Hey everybody, it's a little some short insight this morning. You got to be careful in your parenting. You got to guard yourself very strategically and carefully. For all that, pay attention. Every time you turn around, there's something created or something launched or something propelled to pin us against one another, whether it be racially, uh, geographically, whatever the case may be, but especially in parenting. As I do the work of coaching, encouraging fathers foundationally, but not primarily, begin to notice conversations or statements made from both mothers and fathers about their role. And it's oftentimes it's almost like, well, not almost, it's like they're trying to one up one another. So here's something deep. Talking to fathers first. So the seed of the child comes out of you. The mother carries it for 9 months and forever how long she was in labor. Why should she experience something for 9 months and forever how long she was in labor that we'll never understand? We'll never. All the most we can do with our wives and the mothers of our children is be sympathetic. There's one area of life with a woman that a man just can't be empathetic because he doesn't intimately understand because he doesn't go through it. Watch this. So in those 9 months, the mother carries the child in her womb, so she gets to establish a bond with the child that the father doesn't. Typically, what is going on is while the mother is carrying the child and going through the trials of carrying the child, she bonds with the child. Her focus directs on the child inside of her as well as her own self, the child's health as well as her own health. She eats a particular way for the benefit of her body so the child grows healthy. In the process, the man is focused on the woman. Watch this now. It's not a bad thing, and it's not an error, but because the mother is carrying the child, she, by divine order, she is able to establish a bond and grow intimate with the child in a way that the father can't. The father lays his hand on the mother's stomach, lays his head, feels the baby kick, so forth and so on. Hopefully, prayerfully, the father sings to the child and talks to the child while it's in the mother's womb. But at the same time, typically his concern is for the mother. So when the child is born, the mother has already established an intimate bond with the child that the father hasn't. The child is born, hopefully, the father loves the child and begins to establish a bond with the child. Listen, it's not a better than issue, it's a biological and divine issue. The mother has already established a bond with the child. That's why sometimes you see the mother is a little more overprotective than the father. It doesn't mean the father is out of place or whatever, but scientifically, the mother has carried the child. Now, is right for the father to be concerned for the mother while she's carrying the child? Again, that's not a better than issue. It's an order. It's an order. So when the child is born, the father begins to develop a bond with the child. Oxytocin is very vital for the father as well. As the mother lays with the baby on bare skin, so the father should do the same. Again, the mother has already established a bond for 9 months, however long she was in labor. She has established a bond that nobody else has. Here's the kicker. The support comes for the mother and makes the transition a little easier as the father carefully and intimately supports the mother. Did you get that? See, the balance. While the mother is growing intimate with the child, the father is growing more intimate with the mother as she's carrying the child through support and so forth and so on, doing things that they typically wouldn't do because there wasn't a need to. But now the mother is pregnant and carrying a child, so he picks up extra chores around the house, whatever the case may be, a little more rubbing of her neck, a little more staying up late, whatever the case may be. So it establishes a balance. So when the child is born, he has established a bond with the mother. So in turn, the mother supports him establishing a bond with the child. But when that's absent, when the father doesn't establish that new bond with the mother, then when the child is born, it's a lot of times it creates chaos. It's not a better than issue. It's not I'm the woman. It's not I'm the man. It's order. Let's be mindful of that. Let's think about it as wait a minute. There's a divine order. That's why it's going this way. So fathers, lean into that mother. Lean into that mother. Mom, lean into that father. As you remember, wait a minute, I've had 9 months and however long I was in labor to grow intimate with this child. Again, hopefully the father was growing more intimate with the mother. And in turn, you create an intimate household. Love y'all.